Hi, everybody.
Hey y'all, welcome to another. We really gotta name this. We really have to name this. Maybe anybody who tunes in and watches us do these health and wellness tips every month, maybe we can do like a little contest one day and tell me what we can name this segment. I have a few ideas, but I think they're kind of corny. Hey Lana.
Hey, honey, how are you?
So we're gonna go ahead and get started in maybe about another 30 seconds. But yeah, for those tuning in, think about that. Write them down in the comments what we can name this little segment that we've been doing. You got some of your tunes playing? What is that?
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry. Such a girl. I don't know if I'm allowed to nod my head to this. Alright. It's 8:30. Okay. So once again, welcome everyone to another health talk with the Mott. Oh, I like that. Health talk with the Mott. But like we mentioned, we're trying to think of a name for this. So for those just joining in, help us out. Come up with a title for this little segment. But it's the month of May. Wow, this year is going by fast. And in this segment, we are talking about where to start when you don't know where to start. Because it is no longer the beginning of the year where everyone has set their health goals, and probably some have unfortunately fallen off. But we're going to narrow in on one particular area that you can start just to start living a healthier life, and that's talking about digestion, right?
Yeah.
How we can support and improve our digestive system. So some of the things that you'll hear us talk about are products from Young Living, because that's what we use. We use a lot of Young Living's products, but we also will be talking about just things in general that you can do to improve the health of your digestion and have an overall healthy gut. So I guess I'm first, right? Okay, so one of the first things that you can do to help have a healthier gut is eat real foods. I definitely need this for sure. Okay, well, hopefully we got some good information for you, Lana. But yeah, that's the first thing you can do is eat real foods. So because for some reason in this country we eat a ton of junk food, we eat a ton of fast food, we eat a ton of processed foods, our digestive systems are really not the greatest. So eating real food, so that's like your real raw fruits and vegetables, unprocessed foods. Try to stay away from preservatives. Things that are high in salt and sugar are typically not going to be good for you because all your nutritional value comes from real food. And unfortunately, even some of the food that we buy at the grocery store is not real food.
And if you think about it, I mean, even from the beginning of time, we were meant to get all of our minerals, our vitamins, our nutrients, everything that we need should come from our food. Unfortunately, because of man's greed and now the soil is diminished, and unfortunately we're not eating.
Hey, Christian, Nikki.
Hi, honey.
I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off. Go ahead.
We're not eating real food anymore. And even we go to the stores and we might get an apple, but we think of the basic nutrients that are in that apple in comparison to that same apple maybe 20 years ago. It no longer is having the same amount of nutrients that our body actually needs to stay healthy, to function. So whether it's weight management we're looking at, whether it's just to maintain where we are, it's so important that we're eating live, real, fresh food.
Yeah. So I know, like, even I think we talked about this before, but like juice, I was like a huge fan of juice, but it is extremely high in sugar for the amount that you get, and it's also most of it is processed, so it has preservatives in it. So what I started to do was just substitute things like I love orange juice, so I would instead have like a real orange. If you can buy organic, buy organic. turn those boxes around and look at the labels too. Because try to stay away from a ton of preservatives. Try to stay away from things that are high in fat, high in sugar, high in salt. That's one of the first things you can do. So one of the other things that I have here is eat fermented and cultured foods. So I'll let Dana talk about that briefly, because our taste in fermented foods is very different.
So I love pickling. I don't know if anybody else pickles, but I love pickling. So I do eat quite a bit of fermented foods, and I actually grabbed, this is going to deceive you guys because it's in a Ninja Red bottle, but it's actually kombucha. So when I bottle, I make my own kombucha, and when I bottle and make my kombucha, I actually put it in the Ninja Red bottles. But every single day I drink kombucha because, again, that's our probiotics. A lot of us, especially I know myself at a young age, every illness I had, I was put on antibiotics. Over time, unfortunately, the more antibiotics our body is exposed to, over time, our body is like, oh, well, I guess we don't need to do what we need to do anymore, so we're not needed. And so our body stops building that good flora, the good bacteria in our gut that is helping us to fight off disease. 60 to 70% of all immunity starts in that gut. So if this whole year you've been like, I don't know why I can't get well, I can't stay above the wellness line, I'm fighting it, take a look at your gut. Start with the gut. When you don't know where to start, always start with maintaining that healthy gut. So things like fermented foods, kombucha, they're going to help to rebuild that good flora in your body, that good stuff, so it can fight off diseases and fight off things.
I will go on record and say I am not a fan of kombucha. Dayton likes it. Our son likes it.
Yeah, just me and Dayton drink it.
But my daughter and I. So I will actually do, like, I love pickles, but normally the ones you buy from the store are extremely high in sodium. So Dana actually has been pickling veggies for me, and I really like it. So I have, like, pickled turnips. I saw Alana mention she loves pickled onions. Those are really good too. Kimchi was one I just found out about more recently. So you can also get, like, pickled kimchi, sauerkraut, which I actually love sauerkraut. I know some people don't, but there are options. You just have to find what you like when it comes to, once again, our taste will vary greatly because she likes the kombucha and I cannot. I think it's the way that's made that just bothers me. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he watches me make it. Probably if you just had some of the kombucha and didn't see like the SCOBY and stuff, you'd be okay.
Nah, I don't think so. Okay, so the next one that I have is to stay hydrated. So a lot of issues that you can have when your digestive system or gastrointestinal tract is because of dehydration. So I think we mentioned this almost every video, water. What is it? It's half your body weight in water plus 20 ounces, I think.
Yes, if you're active and you're working out, which all of us should be active and working out, it's half your body weight plus another 20 ounces in water. So half your body weight in ounces plus another 20 ounces.
Which is also why, like, I will put like peppermint oil and lemon oil in my water, just because those are oils that we do like to use that are very good for aiding healthy digestion. But make sure that you're getting a good amount of water intake throughout the day. I know it might seem like a lot at the start, but like when I talked about like juice, like I would replace, having a glass of juice with having a glass of water. Now I have water with just about all of my meals. So throughout the day, it's a lot easier. Hey, Kyla, I'm sorry. I did see your post. Thank you for saying we look great. And thank you for posting about the lemon oil. Okay. So my next one is, you wouldn't think so, but it actually has a huge effect on your GI tract, is stress. So learn to manage your stress. One of my favorite oils or favorite things that I like to use is an oil called Stress Away. It's entitled just that. Because I was just telling someone, it's very interesting. We're so used to living in a world that's high strung and stressed all the time that, who's that clicking the like button a ton? This must be their favorite oil. Is that Kiva? Must be their favorite oil. But we live in a time period that is stressful, and so our body adjusts to being stressed out all the time. And when we stress ourselves out, whether it be something mentally, it'll manifest itself physically. And typically, one of the first places that stress will manifest itself is in the gut. That's why people will say, like, when they're stressed out, their stomach is in knots and they feel queasy because it manifests itself in the gut first. So learn to manage your stress levels. If something is really taking away from the quality of your life and cutting down on the, I guess, your longevity, look at assessing that and see if that's something that we can cut out. What's that Julie said? Is this live, y'all? Yes, Julie, this is live. Come join us. She's like, I see nothing but comments. That's good. That means that people are interacting. What else did you have? Go ahead.
I was going to say, too, in combination with that stress, a lot of times, too, I know for me, people can sometimes eat because they're stressed. So sometimes we're doing well, we're on our diet, we're exercising, but then we get stressed, and then we're replacing that with foods that are, again, tearing at our systems. If our body is stressed, even if we are eating good things, it's not being absorbed. We're not going to be able to get all the nutrients because, again, we're high sprung, we're stressed out.
Yeah. It says, can I start the live video? That might be a Facebook thing, Julie. I'm not sure. I'm hoping you can get it resolved. Because love to join you, love to have your input. Kyla says that she uses Stress Away on her ears because it's a great place to apply the oil and really helps to calm her down. Yes, that is very true. You can also rub it on the back of your neck, on the brainstem. Is a good place I use it. And it smells really good too. It almost smells like a hint of vodka's in it. I don't know. That's just me. Okay, so continuing to talk about gut, some of the other things that I do like to use are these two things here. So this is an oil actually called Diagize, which does have peppermint in it, along with fennel, I think ginger, patchouli, a few other oils, anise. And the reason that I like this is because actually when I went to school years ago to get into the nursing industry, they talked about something called peristalsis, which is actually like your GI tract when you get food. It's almost like Pac-Man, because what it'll help to do is push, like food through your GI tract so that it travels and moves. If your GI tract does not operate the way that it's supposed to, what happens is food and everything sits in there, and it's not moving. This is why we will feel sluggish from time to time and feel like really bloated, and just overall full. So, and a lot of that might be linked to diet. So one of the things that helps to kind of increase that activity of peristalsis is peppermint oil, which is in Diagize. So usually I will take like a drop of Diagize with every meal that I have, because I eat a very high protein diet, so I need to counteract those effects as much as possible. So Diagize, Digest and Cleanse was the other one I had, which is very similar. I take one of those 30 minutes before I eat, because once again, it's going to help move things through your GI tract like it should. You have anything else?
Well, just talking about moving things, I was going to also mention ICP, as well as Comfort Zone. Those are two also notables that you want to, again, help getting everything flowing. Let's think I have. So this is Comfort Zone here.
That's ICP.
Yep, and this is for colon. So this is when we're going real deep, especially if you're starting something new. Anytime you're starting a new diet, anytime you're starting a new exercise regime, you really want to cleanse and start pure, because it doesn't make sense to start eating healthy and start putting it, but you never got all that junk that you were putting in there before out. So you want to make sure you pull all of that out first and then put all the good things in there.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not looking in the camera like a creepy person. I'm actually reading the comments. So Lee was talking about using Life 9, which was actually one of the things I was going to mention.
Yes.
Because that leads nicely into our next point, is use probiotics. So a lot of times we don't use probiotics for some reason to create that healthy bacteria within our system. So I know that you can find, like good probiotics in foods such as yogurts. But Lee mentioned Life 9. This is actually Life 5 because we're trying to finish this one out. but now Young Living does have a product called Life 9, which has, is it 9 different strains of bacteria now that's in that probiotic?
Which is huge, because if you go to just a regular store and everything, most of them will have those 5 strands. But again, Young Living has 9 strands. It's going to increase again that probiotics in that gut area. And even if you are eating fermented foods, even if you are drinking kombucha on a regular basis, you still probably are not getting enough and still need a probiotic. You probably still need to have a probiotic in addition. And now, if you are not eating those things, you definitely need a probiotic. Every single person, because...
Yeah, me too, Kyla. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Kayla.
I'm sorry, Kayla. Oh, I can't read that. That is so small.
Because just because we live in this country, because so many of us, again, we've been on antibiotics, we've been on other stuff, so we have to rebuild all of that to get back to a healthy immune system, a healthy gut, so everything else can work at its optimal ability.
Yeah, I was going to very briefly talk about essential zyme too. So enzymes. You had something that you wanted to talk about?
Well, I was going to say too, so enzymes are very important too. So again, most of us, not everybody, but most of us do not have all the enzymes we need to break down our food. So if we're not breaking down all that food, and again, it's just sitting in our system, there's no wonder we can't lose weight. There's no wonder that our metabolism is slow. So the enzyme is going to, again, before or after we eat a meal, depending on which enzyme that we're using, is going to aid in that digestion. It's going to help to aid move those things about.
I was going to say too, if anyone's a bad cook or you have a bad meal, an essential zyme will help. Digest will also help too. I was on the news this morning that everyone needs a probiotic because of the way Americans eat. Yes, they do. Yes. I'm sorry, Kayla, I did mispronounce your name, and I tried to blame it on not being able to see it, but thank you. I will pronounce it correctly from now on, okay? I promise. So one of the other things I wanted to talk about is Ningxia Red. So if you are a Young Living member, most likely you've heard about Ningxia Red. If not, and you've never heard about it, ask. Because Ningxia Red is very, very good, and it's almost everything. I know I use it for a variety of reasons. It helps to give me sustained energy, but also is a very high antioxidant drink. So it has very high antioxidant properties. So when we're talking about having a healthy gut, and Dana mentioned it, you want to pull all of the bad things out of your system, man. Everything that's just sitting there and not moving. So something like an antioxidant is going to help to pull all of those, we call them free radicals, but it's going to help to pull all of those things out of the body. And you're going to start to notice that you feel better because your body starts to operate the way that it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm. And it also is a prebiotic, and it supports and helps with natural detoxing of the body on a daily basis. And it's a key Young Living product for weight management as well. So again, another thing that it makes my skin crawl. I'll say this as best as I can. When people are so concerned with these low fat and trans fats and the this, that, and whatever label stuff, and it's like, no, you need to get the chemicals and the junk and the garbage that's not food out of your system. If we are not eating food, again, it's poisonous to our body. Our body doesn't know what to do with it. It's just going to sit there. So when you have something on a daily basis that's naturally helping to detox your system, which detox is different than cleansing. Right. So if we're getting the toxins out, our body is going to be able to work at their optimal ability. Your metabolism is going to be able to move better. Your gut is going to move better. So
you're going to sleep better too.
You're everything.
That's another thing. You're going to sleep and feel better.
So even beforehand, you want something to help support, kill those free radicals, and help to detox the body.
Yeah. I kind of glanced over this, but I missed it earlier too because one of the points that was mentioned was supporting your liver, because your liver helps to detox your body too. So something like Ningxia Red would actually be very good for your liver because it has, more beta carotene than carrots, and carrots are actually good for your liver, along with other green and leafy vegetables. So that's why Ningxia Red is going to be very good for that, because it's going to help that liver operate the way that it's supposed to be. And then the other thing I would say is listen to your body. I mean, if something doesn't agree with your system, don't eat it just for the sake of eating it. Obviously, everybody is made differently. So why would you continue to eat something that doesn't agree with your system? Start slowly and gradually change things. Sometimes people will be like, from here on out, I'm going to cut everything bad out. And then it's like you end up falling off the train a whole lot quicker. Just try to make small changes over time.
And that kind of moves into the last point that I wanted to talk about too.
Yeah, it's really good for your eyes.
So there are neurotransmitters in your gut that are linked to your mental state and your mental health. When you think about that too, and you're saying, oh, I'm going to cut out all of this, our brains only understand absolute. So when you say, I can't have blah, 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 blah anymore, for our body is like, oh, wait, you're going to take something away? Like it gets scared, like it panics, right? It's like, wait a minute. And it feels deprived. And so then you do good, and then you have a cheat day and you mess up. And then you start all over. So there are emotional attachments to certain things. I know for me, I love sugar. I always joke and say I'll eat a salad and a piece of cake. So I had to slowly take away some of the sugar and second brain, yep. And introduce other things. So then I'm still getting that sweet tooth satisfied, but now I'm satisfying it with better things, and let it be a gradual process. So our body doesn't go into the shock and feels like, oh no, we've deprived. And so then when we get it again, we go crazy and overeat on it. Yeah. So it's so important too that we really understand that there is a mental connection too between food. So we have to address that, and we're not going to talk about all the emotional blends and emotional oils tonight, but that's the second place I would say. After you're cleansing, you're doing well with your gut, and you've gotten that where it needs to be, address the emotional part of it, because there is emotional connections when it comes to food and when it comes to weight management. We say weight management, not loss, because again, our body, if we hear loss, it's like, oh, where'd it go? Yeah. We got to find it.
Yeah. I think that's really interesting. And to kind of piggyback over that, or piggyback behind that, is take care of your own health. Like, be your own health advocate. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna say, like, for me, to make a lot of better choices, I had to learn to cook. Mm-hmm. Because I love to eat good food, and you can still eat good food. Just sometimes it might be better just to learn to prepare it yourself. So that's all that I had. Mm-hmm. Did you have anything else?
No.
I think what we'll do, because I still see stuff going on in the comments, we'll take a couple minutes. Does anybody have any questions or anything that they would like to add, to share with other individuals? Yes, it is live with the. Oh, hey Tashina. Oh, Tashina says that the rain is making hers go in and out on her. Okay. So it could be a Facebook issue, or it could be an internet issue.
Well, you guys can always come back, please, and watch from the beginning and watch the whole thing, because again, our biggest passion is we just want to help. What we learn, we want to share with other people, help you learn too. We also, tomorrow evening, Friday, 6:30 at my spa, we will be doing a wellness class as well. If you want to come out for an in-person class, because it's nice to touch, feel, and be with people as well. But that'll be at my spa, so all are welcome to come. Feel free to bring a guest as well.
Okay. So Julie says we didn't mention multigreens and talking about energy. I do take multigreens.
Yeah, multigreens is in the kitchen.
Yeah, we're too lazy to get up and get it. But I actually do like multigreens. Mm-hmm. For me, it helps to give me a boost of energy. So I feel like that's really key too. Oh, it's not us. Nikki says it's not us.
Oh, okay.
So, okay. And as long as that's not us. Anybody have any more questions before we sign off? Like Dana mentioned, we do have the class tomorrow. I think that one is which class is that? That's not the intro class, is it?
Yeah, intro to oils.
It's an intro to essential oils. Okay. So, yeah, that is the intro to essential oils class. So, anybody is welcome to attend. If you would like the location and more information, feel free to contact us or comment.
We'll put it in the comments.
Yeah, we'll put it down there. Nope, it's not. Okay. Well, thank you for taking time out to join us this evening. Like I mentioned earlier, we are going to try to name this, so we want you guys' help. If you can think of what we should call this little segment that we do the first week of every month, comment in the comments below, and we'll pick the best one. Maybe we'll do like a little prize for whoever has the best one.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So maybe we'll do something like that. Till then, everyone take care and stay healthy, and we'll see you guys soon.
All right, bye guys.
All right, good night.
Thank you.